Good morning, my dear children. Welcome, all of you, to this session where we are going to discuss the fourth chapter in statistics, the presentation of the data. So, children, you have learned already in previous chapters how the data are collected and organized. As data are voluminous, they need to be put in a compact and presentable form. This chapter deals with presenting the data precisely so that the voluminous data collected could be made usable readily and are easily comprehended. And in this presentation of data, we'll discuss today about its divisions, its principles, and the rules to be taken care of while forming the data. Here, the data given for the presentation, they have divided into two types. What are they? Tabular presentation and visual presentation. And again, the visual presentation are divided into two, the graphical presentation and the diagrammatic presentation. Next is the principles of presentation. So what are the principles that we should understood while forming the data in a presentable manner? First of all, the data should be presented in simple form. That means, yes, what the data we are going to present, it should be in a simple manner. So for that, the reader will be able to understand it very easily. The second one is, it should arouse interest in reader. So the person who is reading that data is, while reading, it should arouse a sort of interest in their minds. The third one, it should be concise but without losing important details. So what is the data that we have to, in a short form we have to reduce it, but provided all the important details we should include in that data. We should not skip out any other or important details required for that data. The next one is, it should facilitate for further statistical analysis. We know that, children, the purpose of, yes, presenting the data is for further future statistical analysis. So such a data should able to facilitate the further statistical analysis. The next one, that data should define the problem and should suggest its solution. And we know that we are taking into account different variables and sometimes may be related to some other problems also will form some data. So for that data should define its problem and it also should suggest its solution for such problems. So children, these are the different principles of presentation of data. The next one we have to take care is rules of tabulation. What are all the things that we have to take care while forming a table? So the first rule is, a number should be assigned to the table. So for a particular table, we have to assign what particular number for that table, so that we can easily identify which table it is. So the first one we have to take care is we should what assign number to the table. A second one, a title should be given to the table. It should be concise and self-explanatory. And I told you that yes, we are forming the data for different purposes. So if we give a proper title to the table, it should convey yes for the reader for which what purpose we have formed that table. So that is the second one. A proper title should be given to the table and it should be concise and self-explanatory. It should explain for what purpose we have formed the table. The third one is content of the table should be defined clearly. That is, we know that yes, certain variables that we will include and what the content is there should be defined clearly in the table. The next one, subtitles also should be properly mentioned with columns and rows. Not only the title, we know that in the tabular form some certain columns and rows will be there, and for that also we have to provide titles for rows and columns. The next one is group intervals in columns and rows should neither be too narrow nor too wide. They should also be mutually exclusive. So children, that is, for group intervals are there for some columns as well as for the rows. Certain intervals, yes, with equal intervals only, with equal or unequal intervals we will form the table. But such intervals should be neither be too wide or what too narrow. And they should also be mutually exclusive. The next one is the unit of the measurement must be mentioned clearly wherever necessary. So we know that yes, certain units are there for all measurements. So what the units are for such specific measurements, we should what mention it clearly wherever it is required. And next one is any short forms or symbols if used should be explained in the footnotes. So children, we know that yes, under the table we will give some specific footnotes. And what is the purpose of footnotes? Yes, we will what all the symbols as well as the short forms given in the data, that information should be clearly mentioned in the footnote. No place should be left in the body of the tables. And in the tables, we know that certain rows as well as the columns will be there. A proper spacing should be there for the what rows and the columns. And if we maintain certain spacing, proper spacing, no place should be left in the body of the tables. And the last one is there should be the logical arrangement of the data in the table. So we know that a certain sequence is there for the arrangement of what the data in a table, and should be also in the logical manner. We know that a certain sequence is there for the formation of the columns and the rows, and that certain sequence only we should form the table also. So children, these are the what different types of the presentation of the data as well as the principles and the rules to be taken care of while forming the data in a tabular manner. Right? Yes. So children, I hope the explanation for this video session is clear for you. Thank you children for watching this video.